Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, there I am, but I'm vertical.
I know, but apparently we're going to be vertical.
Okay.
Because I started it vertical, and I think we're stuck vertical now.
Okay.
Sorry, world.
Well, I'm just going to assume they can hear me even though I have no idea. So, hello and welcome to Ambition Strikes live on December 10th, 2023. Here with Oliver and Riley, and Courtney will be joining us in a second. As you've probably guessed by now, there's no normal video today, but we do have our normal post coming out on Tuesday the 12th. So 2 more days you have to wait and we'll have our normal video.
Slight delay. Can you guys hear us all right? If you can, we're going to get started. Okay, they say they can hear us. Well, this is our first live with Oliver, so we'll see how long he wants to sit here.
Oliver, do you want to say hi to the world? Oh, you found the tags. Ooh. Hi everyone, my name is Oliver.
So what have we been up to? Oh my gosh, crazy month.
So, the last video you've seen was us filming the property tour, but that's not all we've been up to around here. We have a ton of really cool projects going on, including one that we filmed last night that involved a bunch of kids and a Christmas celebration. You're not going to want to miss that episode, so make sure to look for that one on December 17th.
You didn't, are you going to give them like a
No, go for it.
Riley bought Oliver a train.
Buddy, did you get to ride a train last night?
So that video will be on December 17th. We had so much fun filming that. And I don't think we really believe it happened. Like,
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Like an entire neighborhood out to play on the train and ride a train. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun, huh, Oliver? Yeah.
And so that'll be December 17th video, and then this week's video will be on this Tuesday instead of today. Do you want to talk about the weather that we've had up here? We've had a crazy winter so far.
So, people up here say that every winter is different, and I believe them because our first winter was a little late, gave us lots of extra time to get ready, and then we had big snow. Last winter came early, and in December it just pounded and pounded and pounded in snow. This winter has been all about rain. We got a foot of snow last week, then we got 3 inches of rain on top of that snow. There was flooding all over the county. Things up here were crazy. We still have a creek flowing behind our house.
It melted all of the snow.
And then last night we got another 6 inches of snow. So I'll just give you guys a little... Oh, it's snowing right now?
You can take them outside the deck.
Here, I'll take you guys outside here. Oh, that's a lot of snow on the deck. So we have easily 6 inches of snow on the ground since last night, which means I think today is going to be spent plowing and clearing snow yet again.
And it sounds like we should turn the volume up on the microphone.
Okay.
I don't know why that is.
Well, it also might have been because I was facing the wrong direction.
No, like someone were sitting on the couch. Or try to turn the microphone up a little bit.
Okay,
So what has Oliver been up to? Let's see. Lots of stroller walks. He loves the snow. We have those puffy snowsuits for him, and we get him all bundled up, and he loves to go in the hiking backpack that I have. So we've really been exploring the property, which has been a lot of fun. I think we've probably explored the property more this fall than we ever have before.
Which brings us to this week's episode. Quick teaser alert, guys. Courtney and I, with the help of another friend, built a road to the top of the property, and we can finally, easily get to the top of our property. It's been so much fun.
And so that abandoned homestead video that you guys watched us make over the summer, that property is next door to this property. And so they're actually connected, and the road that we built is going to go up to the top of that abandoned property.
And we like, it's so fun to finally have a playground here. Like, we've had all this acreage, but we could only get to the little area really where our shop is, and now we can get to the whole thing and
so,
really like use our playground.
Yeah, and snowshoeing this winter and fire access, so the road's also going to double as just a way to access more of the property if we ever needed to. It's been a long time coming and I'm really happy. So that'll be Tuesday's video. And you had a lot of fun, and don't worry, the little jackhammer made an appearance.
Yet again, we had to hammer through some rock, and yet again, the little portable jackhammer that goes way back, I think 2 years ago, when Courtney and I broke a rock out using that little electric jackhammer. That one had to come back out again and help us get through the rock.
Really quick, I'd like to thank Flippin' Drawers for the super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
So that's kind of what we've been up to.
Well, we've also been Easter eggs on our video.
Yeah, if you watched the shop tour video that came out last week, Riley hid a bunch of Easter eggs throughout the video, and a lot of you saw them. I don't know if you guys got them all though, so maybe you want to rewatch that video and find the Easter eggs.
So we've also been working on our new UTV. A lot of you guys noticed in the videos. We sold our Argo, the 8-wheel drive amphibious vehicle. You know, it was a lot of fun, but it just wasn't well suited to a child. Like, it's too jerky.
We bought it when I was pregnant, and it was even really uncomfortable to ride in when I was pregnant, and then Oliver was born, and it just wasn't smooth enough to put a baby in.
It didn't have any suspension, so every bump you hit jerked the whole thing. It wasn't a good way to put a car seat in it.
So we decided to let go of the Argo, and maybe that'll be another chapter in our lives someday, and we replaced it with the UTV that you guys saw in our shop tour, and there'll be more on that soon. Riley's cooking up a really fun project with it.
But another teaser about that UTV that you may not have noticed in that video is that UTV is all electric.
Yeah.
An electric UTV, so we can cruise around this property in absolute silence. It is so cool.
And so we have a project planned for that that's winter themed, snow clearing related, and that's all we're going to say right now.
Yeah. So there's a lot of projects, a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak, going on around here. All the different projects that we have going on.
And all the Are you talking? Which toy do you want? What else have we been up to? Weather, shallow well? You want to give a well update?
Oh yeah. So you saw, let's see, late in the summer, we dug a shallow well. I think it was August, so pretty much the driest time of the year, and we actually found water. Courtney and I have drawn, I think, more than 3,000 gallons now out of that well, and it continues to produce. So I don't think it's just surface water that's collected. I think it's subterranean water that's getting pushed up. It's sort of trapped right there. We haven't started using it in our home yet. So far, all we've been using it for is like the hydro seeding project, and you saw us fight a fire with that water. It's been so nice to have a water source here, even if it's just for water around the property. Our long-term plans for that shallow well is to see what happens this spring during the melt, and just sort of, we don't really know what to expect, and before we invest a lot more time and money and energy into continuing to develop that well, we want to see what it does. So if it continues to produce water through the spring, then I think our plan is going to be to figure out how to treat that water so that we can use it in our house. And I think we'll have finally a real solution to water up here that I think we'll finally have a real solution to water up here that no longer involves having to haul it, which is going to be huge.
Yeah, that would be really nice. We filled that buried cistern you guys watched us bury. We filled that before the snow started falling, so hopefully that will get us through the winter. And then hopefully that solution will take over after that.
Yeah, so we have 1,700 gallons of water back there for use this winter, which, if it's anything like the winters we've had before, that should be plenty of water. But Oliver always throws a wild card into the mix, and we do seem to consume more resources now that he's around.
Oh, this is a good question. Who watches Oliver when we're both working? That really depends on the day. Sometimes if we're just working up here or down in the shop and he's napping, I have the baby monitor and we'll try to get work done while he's napping. But if we're further away from the house, that's when grandparents come into play. So my mom has come up for a couple trips now. Thank you, Grammy. Riley's parents actually moved up here to North Idaho. We can say that now, right? They're officially moved.
Congratulations to my parents for retiring earlier this year and chasing their dreams as well. They've retired. They've moved near Oliver, which is great for us.
We love having family close. So Riley's mom watches Oliver sometimes when we're filming. It takes a village for sure. We've got a great friend Jessica who has watched him a few times, and so just doing the best we can, but things definitely look different. You know, we're filming in much smaller windows of time, and everything takes a little longer.
A lot longer.
So, what happened to the boat?
Oh, yeah. The boat, so Courtney and I bought that boat.
We love the boat.
We love the boat.
We only made one video about it. The summer just got so busy and crazy. But using that boat over the summer when family and friends would visit and just taking Oliver out on it, I love our boat.
We bought the boat in the water, ready to go, so we enjoyed it for basically the entire summer as is. I think there are lots of boat-related projects in our future with that boat.
Can you pull the microphone close so people can't hear us? Sorry about the vertical video. I got it stuck and now we're committed.
I want to make sure that it's...
I'll just get closer to you. Okay. So yeah, the boat, we love the boat.
The boat's now out of the water. This lake doesn't actually freeze over, so we could leave it in year round, but since we bought it in the water, we never had an opportunity to really look at the boat or investigate the boat, especially on the underside. We did pull it out, and it is in storage for the winter.
And then looking forward to next boating season, hopefully not that far away. Another good question, how's generator update?
Generator. So you saw on the end of the install video of the generator that we did have a problem with the engine.
That was a major bummer. It had 1 hour on it, and we went on a little road trip to go visit all of our grandparents, and then we were like, oh, we have the generator, it's cloudy, it's okay, it'll just auto start and that'll be okay, and then it didn't start.
Yeah, so we put the generator in so that we would have this peace of mind so that we could leave and we'd have heat in the shop and, you know, nothing would freeze, and we this whole plan in place, and then the generator didn't work. Big bummer. Further investigation shows that it has a stuck intake valve, meaning so now it only runs on one of the 2 cylinders. It does sound like the manufacturer is going to be warrantying it and sending us an entire new unit, not just a new engine, which is great. But with how long everything takes right now, we haven't seen that new unit show up yet. So we are still without our propane generator, which means
goodness we have the army truck, or the army generator. So that's Riley's been able to run that because we haven't seen the sun in like a month.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've had any significant amount of sunlight to charge our batteries. We've really been having to lean heavily into that military generator.
But you want to give a quick D8 update?
The D8 dozer. So at the end of our road building series, our D8 started developing this issue where it was popping out of gear, which I tracked down to a bad pump, which led me further to investigate a hydraulic filter that I found roller bearings in that I'm pretty sure came out of the transmission. So we have a major problem. We have a transmission that's down. We have material everywhere. I actually put the D8 up for sale. It's been for sale for a long time at the price that it would take for me to just sell it, and it hasn't sold. So I think that means that we're going to continue working on that D8, continue owning that D8, which is, I mean, I love operating that D8. We haven't decided exactly how we're going to fix it yet. If it means pulling the transmission and tearing it down, if it just means replacing the bad pump and keeping an eye on the filters. The problem with that D8 is it is at the absolute end of its life. Every single piece of it is tired, worn out, and has been repaired many times in a pretty substandard way.
I think the repair qualities start here, and then by the time the 10th person was repairing it, the budget got smaller. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of where that sits. But I don't know, what should we build with it next? I guess is the next question.
Well, when we hit 500,000 subscribers, as we've told you on this channel, I'm going to take that D8 and drive it through the abandoned cabin.
And then I feel like I need to always add on, and then I'm gonna come clean it up with the excavator. So we're not just gonna smash it and leave it, but you're really looking forward to that. So, another question was our mini splits. How are they doing in the cold?
Yeah, so we have the Mr. Cool Hyperheat central system, and I'm really surprised at how much heat that thing can put out, even when it's down like in the high teens, low 20s outside. That hyperheat system actually works, and it pumps out a significant amount of heat. Way more heat than it would be if it were just electric induction or electric resistance type heat. So I definitely feel like those heat pumps are the way to go for heating with electricity when off grid.
Yeah. And the plan is that once we have our auto start propane generator, then we can use that to run the mini split to keep the house from freezing if we want to go away in the winter.
So all of those Mr. Cool systems have what's called a freeze protect mode, where rather than trying to heat the house to say 68 degrees, I think they're only heating it to 38, which significantly helps with energy consumption and protects the home from freezing.
Yeah, so that's the mini split update. How many watts on average are we pulling from the mini split?
That is really difficult to track down. I can't really say. I don't really have a good way to track on average how many watts they're pulling.
We could probably figure it out. Maybe that'd be a good update video.
I could probably tell you how many kilowatt hours in a day they consume, but not like an instantaneous amount.
Are we gonna expand our living space for Oliver? Yes, eventually, absolutely, but we have no idea what that looks like or when that's going to be. I think we are just so happy to be living in this finished home. This is the first winter where I feel like we're comfortable and at peace, and like there's chaos going around everywhere around us, but we can come home to this clean, dry, warm home. And so the thought of making more chaos right now, we've just been ignoring it a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's happy right now sharing a room with us. We're happy sharing a room with him. There's going to get to a point where that's not the case anymore, but for now it works great.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe we've talked about, well, they just built a road to the top of the hill. We'll take you guys up there. I mean, the view from the top is insane. So then we start going, well, did we build a house someday up there? I don't know. I don't know what the future looks like. For now, I think we're just enjoying this moment. And the snow. So you want to touch on the Army truck snowblower, how we're waiting for parts on that?
Yep, so you guys remember the Army truck blower from last year. We were having the throttle control problems. There wasn't a really good way to keep the RPMs maintained under varying loads. I bought a governor system that's designed for a generator, and we're waiting for that to come so we can get it installed, get the Army truck blower going again. It's going to be a fun winter.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun winter. Our first storm of the season, I went out on the skid steer with the skid steer blower, and I had so much fun. So this is the first time do you want to talk about clearing our new road?
Yeah, well, you cleared it.
We both did, but you did the steep hill, and then I did all the flat parts. So last winter, clearing snow on our half-built road was very difficult. We hadn't gravelled it yet, so there were rocks like this big, and they'd catch on the plow and be super violent, or they'd get sucked into the blower and jam everything. And so this winter, now our road is compacted, it's gravelled, and it was such a night and day difference to just drive on a road to clear the snow.
You did it in an hour.
And then do you want to talk about the steep hill?
Yeah, so the steep hill last year was so steep that the skid steer couldn't go up it. So if we went down it with the skid steer, we had to drag the skid steer back up with the plow truck. Not a good way to clear snow. But now this year, with it being a lot less steep, and then we also added studs to our skid steer tracks. So we drilled holes through the tracks and put these special carbide studs in, which gave it way more traction. I also bought a plow for the skid steer, so now we have both the blower and a plow.
Yeah.
I used the plow on the steep hill so that we could build a nice bank on the outside of the turn to sort of make a barrier so if we slide in a car, we have a bank to go into rather than just off the edge. And I was amazed with the studs in the skid steer tracks and that plow. I was able to clear that hill so much faster than I ever was able to with a truck plow, because with the truck I'd have to plow downhill, I'd have to turn around at the bottom, drive all the way up to the top, turn around again, plow downhill again. And with the skid steer, I was able to just make passes like this all the way down the hill until we were done.
Yeah, amazing. I can't believe the difference it makes. All of that hard work and money and time and effort spent on the road, so worth it. And it's especially just for all of us. I mean, the road is so much safer now.
Yeah, and our plan is to not have a plow truck this year. Last 2 winters, our pickup truck became this permanent snow removal tool, which meant we didn't really have a truck anymore for the winter or a way to haul building materials. So no plow truck this year, only using the Army truck blower, the skid steer with its blower and its plow, and another secret weapon that we're working on.
Yeah, so the other secret weapon, I'm really excited. We've got some really fun. I think winter is hard at first because we have to slow down and we're kind of more inside. But then we get to start building things in the shop, like the Army truck blower last year.
Yeah, or the snow tracks the year before.
And I think today we're going to put the snow tracks on.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I think with that, the dogs, they're right here. They're sleeping. Bailey, you want to say hi?
Come here.
Okay.
Through the tripod. Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, girl. Yeah, let's say hi.
Oh, there's Bailey. Oh, there's Boone. They're doing good. They have slowed down a lot. Boone's 11 now, and Bailey's 9, and they are really, really content just taking a nap by the fire usually. So they have slowed down a bit. You want to say hi?
And Boone and Oliver are like, they're best friends. Oliver talks to Boone in ways that we've never heard him talk to us.
And they'll lay on the floor together. It is so cute. And I think that Oliver is ready for breakfast. Oh, real quick, the last thing is the waste roller heater.
Oh yeah. So you probably noticed and the dog food feeder's going off. They're a little loud. You probably noticed in the property tour that the waste oil furnace was gone. That furnace was awesome. All I had to do was walk downstairs, flip a switch, we'd have heat pumping into the shop. It was great. But it did have one problem, which was that it was too loud. It had an air pump that made this sound that would show up in our camera gear.
And we'd try to turn it off every time that we were going to record, but we'd forget, and it would show up in the video anyways. And it just ended up getting in the way of filming, which that's our goal when we're down there. Our number one goal is to film.
And so we can't have a furnace that ruins audio in the shots. And so ultimately we decided to pull the waste oil furnace out, replace it with a wood stove. We have so much free wood up here. I mean, it takes a lot of work to make firewood, but
Yeah.
it's great to give that wood a use, and we've been loving having a wood stove down there now.
The wood stove down there is huge, and so we can get an overnight burn on it. And so we actually haven't been using the upstairs stove as much, which is going to be nice because he's about to start crawling, and then that way we don't have to have a hot stove up there. So it's really worked out. And so with that, thank you guys. If you tune in later, there's no video today. It'll be coming out on Tuesday at 7 a.m. But there's road building content. You're definitely going to want to watch that. And then next week, there's a video with the train. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for watching, and well, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.